Hi everyone, Sean here. Welcome back to another episode, and in this one we're talking about bass drum muffling. So that obviously means that you're thinking about pillows inside bass drums. Is that a good idea or not? We're going to talk about it coming right up. Hi everyone, welcome back, and as I said, we were talking about bass drum muffling. And I actually feel like mastering this is a lot harder than a lot of drummers will think, because many drummers will just take a 22 by 14 inch bass drum and they'll shove a pillow in there, then they have a really choked out sound. And that's not necessarily what you're going for, unless that's what you really want. And I'm going to assume that's not what you want. And who would even want a punchy, choked out bass drum sound? Yeah. And yes, I did stick a pillow in that bass drum just for that shot. But either way, back to the topic. So obviously the bass drum is usually the first drum that a drummer will muffle because it carries a lot of overtone and resonance. And a lot of people want that really punchy and quick bass drum sound. And it's okay to want to muffle your bass drum. Don't feel bad about wanting that quick and punchy tone, because I know there's a lot of pullback on comment sections where a lot of people just hate on any muffling at all in a bass drum. And I really do think there is a point to it, because there's nothing wrong with wanting overtones eliminated, especially if you don't want them. However, to get the sound that most drummers desire, you don't really need to actually put an entire pillow inside a bass drum. What you need to do is put a small amount of muffling in there to control the overtones, but not so much that you're just taking out all of the airflow in the bass drum when you strike it. And there are specific products made for this. For example, we have the Edmonds Eq Pat. That's very popular. And the general idea with the Edmonds Eq Pat is that it touches both heads very slightly, but not enough to take away all of the overtone and the airflow in the bass drum. And for me, that's generally how I like it, although the general convention amongst most drummers who like to muffle their drums is that they like the pillow touching the resonant head a lot more than the batter head. So if you had to only choose one head to muffle, use the resonant head, because that's where most of the undesirable overtones are coming from. So I'm going to give you a sound sample of a bass drum sound that's improperly muffled, although it's still not going to sound too bad actually, but you don't want to choke off too much of the airflow, which is what I'm doing here. And yes, it is the shot that you saw earlier. And then after that, I'm going to give you a sound sample of a more properly muffled bass drum. And now, honestly, that I've added, I'm just going to give you a sound sample of an unmuffled bass drum just because why not? So there you have it, the basics of bass drum muffling. Do you like bass drum muffling, and do you even like ported bass drums? Because I know a lot of drummers that don't even like muffling or ports on their bass drums. Let me know. And that comes to the end of the video. If you like this type of content, guitar and drums, I try to make 3 to 4 videos a week, so please like, comment, and subscribe. And also, it's the beginning of the MLB playoffs today. If you follow baseball, obviously I do. I'm wearing a Giants shirt. Actually, the Giants are not even in the playoffs. They haven't been to the playoffs in several years, but I'm willing to take that because during my college years, the Giants won 3 World Series. So I'm willing to take like a decade of bad baseball, honestly, because it just offsets in the end. So what are your World Series predictions? Let me know in the comments below. I believe that the Astros and Dodgers, just like in 2017, will meet again in the World Series. And honestly, it's a toss-up. I can't really tell who's going to win it. It could go 7 games again. Either way, there's only one way to end this video, and that's by playing you guys out. Until next time.